Winter has arrived in Minnesota, and that means cold temps, and that also means winter topic videos. We've had a pretty mild winter so far, especially compared to last year when we were inundated with snow, but this weekend we had a big drop in temperature. One morning a week I have an early commute, which to me means it's before 9 a.m. It just so happens that morning coincided with the coldest day of the winter so far. The air temp was above 0 Fahrenheit, but not by much, and the wind chill was -8 Fahrenheit, which for those of you that speak Celsius is a very brisk -21. I will freely admit that's cold. Very cold. Even by Minnesota standards, cold. While my car is finally running again, I felt in the name of science it was necessary to see what it would be like to ride the book when it's this cold. Now, as far as clothing, I opted to wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt today, along with warm wool socks, thin gloves, and my winter cycling shoes. Naturally, I'm also carrying windproof pants, a warm coat with a hat, and warmer gloves just in case I need to stop and get out for an extended period of time, like a mechanical, or some idiot runs into me. I also have my phone on hand for emergency. My commute passes through mostly commercial areas, meaning that there is a warm place to wait just in case I need it. Another important safety point is that I have double glazed my windows to reduce or prevent fogging. I've got the Fog City visor insert on my visor up front, and I just double glazed my side windows DIY style this weekend, and while they aren't pretty, they work. The first 3 or 4 minutes are always the coldest. This is where having a heated garage would be nice, and that's on my to-do list. Once I've been pedaling, especially uphill, things warm up inside pretty quickly. I've had a few cold rides now, and I have noticed a big difference in interior warmth with the closed footwells of the Book compared to the taped shut footwells that I had on my Quest XS. For me, this is a game changer for keeping your feet from freezing, even with insulated cycling shoes. The hood does a great job of keeping the warm air in and the cold air out as well. With this cold of temps, I ride with the Nacaduct closed. I find a cold breeze buffeting your face at these temps to be rather unpleasant. I have read that double-glazed windows on the Fog City insert are only effective down to single digits, and I can confirm that is true. My side windows remain more or less clear enough to see out of, but the Fog City insert did get a pretty heavy visit from Jack Frost. I could still more or less see out, but I did end up opening the visor a crack to see out underneath it. Unfortunately, I didn't think to bring my glasses with, so my eyeballs did get a little bit cold. Now, my ride in is largely uphill with a short 9% grade climb at the end. By the time I reached that hill, I was sufficiently warmed up enough to open the hood. Now, note the amount of steam coming out while I'm riding. Even at the top of Bush Lake Road, a few miles, maybe about 2 miles back, I had steam coming out the visor while I was sitting at the stoplight. It looked like I'm smoking, but promise me I'm not. As far as rider comfort, despite it being incredibly cold and the little issue with fogging, I was actually very warm and comfortable while riding, much more so than last winter with the Quest XS. The closed footwells have a considerable impact on reducing cold air intrusion, not to mention they're a little more aerodynamic. Even the hole for the headlight doesn't seem to be letting cold air in. The Velcro strip that covers the vent for the air intake from the nose also works great, as does the Nacaduct when closed, as far as keeping cold air off of your face. I would recommend bringing glasses with you just in case you need to crack the visor should it fog over. Now, the final thing to consider is impact on speed. Cold air is quite a bit denser than warm air, and rolling resistance also increases in the cold. Up to about the freezing point, 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, the impact of the cold is not that dramatic on my average speed, especially on this commute. But the moment you cross that freezing point, things really slow down. I've been averaging 16 to 18 miles an hour on my commute, and while that's not especially fast, keep in mind that the ride in involves around 300 feet of elevation gain in 4.5 miles, has 10 stop signs, and 10 stoplights, and usually I lose the stoplight lottery. On the way in, I'll probably average around 15 to 15.5 miles per hour, but the ride home is usually over 20 miles per hour average. Now, yesterday my ride-in was 18 Fahrenheit with a wind chill of -1. I didn't realize this until I got home, and I looked at my average speed of 14.7 miles per hour and wondered what was up. Then I checked the weather app. Oh, well, no wonder it felt so cold. Now today that dropped to 14.1 miles per hour due to the fact that, well, the wind chill was -21 Celsius, as I mentioned earlier. Normally my early morning commute is slower anyway because my legs aren't fully awake and fueled. Now, I'm not in any hurry with my commute. I like riding, I don't mind a couple extra minutes of exercise. My personal view is that winter riding is great training and will make me stronger for next summer. Now, it can be a little bit disappointing to be so much slower when you're used to zipping along, and it certainly makes pedaling more work, but exercise is good. If I were trying to get somewhere on a schedule though in the winter or had a longer commute, I think adding e-assist to a Velomobile would be something worth considering, and as I get older that's an option I'll certainly keep on the table. I'm not opposed necessarily to electric assist. So, in the end, no, I didn't die. In fact, I didn't really even suffer minus that little bit of cold eyeballs. It's great for me to know that it's entirely possible to comfortably commute with my book when it's bitterly cold. But I will leave you with one tip. Bring a dry shirt. It's not much fun sitting through an hour of work in a cold, damp shirt. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.